Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Mako, a firebender from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Archie. I play Aquila, a bloodbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
G'day, I'm Brandon. I play Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hi, my name's Bree and I play Shurva, a weapon specialist from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Al, an airbender from the Northern Air Temple.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lost Archives. It's lovely to have you here for our Avatar Legends session. Now, we are one player down tonight, maybe? Andrew hasn't jumped on. We assume he's coming, but we don't really know. We didn't want to wait too long for him in case he's not coming. So, if you don't hear Andrew, then he didn't join us.
Then he's dead.
Is it just me or does Owen's stream intro seem a little dated? No, it was the right one, wasn't it? Wasn't it the right intro? Please tell me, Shrupi, if you're messing with me right now. I swear to God.
He would just be messing with you. Never trust a word that comes out of that man's mouth.
Please tell me it was the updated introduction. If not, I'll be editing it into the YouTube and podcast introduction, so no one will notice anyway. But hey, thank you for joining us for Twitch streaming. Yay! So, everybody, to those of you who joined us for the Jaspers Game Week last week, thank you so much, all of you legends. Anyone who was able to see any of the sessions, you're an absolute legend. Anyone who came and joined Dave and I for the Thursday afternoon session, you're a double legend. And that person who kept dropping Wild Magic Surges on Dave and I, we don't know who you are, but I do know the first three letters of your username, and I will find you, because that was a lot of Wild Magic Surges that you kept dropping on us. Thank you for that. Dave spent the first hour of the stream as a Raven, and then I spent the middle hour of the stream as a Raven thanks to those Wild Magic Surges. So thank you for that. Also, you absolute bloody legend for donating that much money to charity. Thank you very much for buying those Wild Magic Surges and dropping them on the party. The Jaspers Game Week, I believe, absolutely smashed their target goal of $10,000 raised for the Black Dog Institute. I think we actually ended up at about 12,000 or just under. Amazing. So thank you so much, everybody who came and participated in that. It was an awesome, awesome charity live stream event. We had a load of fun. Next year, might be seeing an Avatar Legends campaign as one of the sessions. I think that'd be lots of fun. So I'll keep you posted about those details. I'd be super keen to run one, and yeah, should be lots of fun.
Look at us making waves.
Look at us making waves. Oh, Shreepy was just commenting about my part seemed odd. Yeah, I didn't record my part again. Do you want me to record it again?
I think you should.
Should I?
Yeah. What's this change?
You've gotten older.
Yeah, you look a lot older now.
You've got more salt and pepper.
Last year.
It's not even been a year since we started this. Has it been a year since we started
It's
this?
been over a year. We started it in October of 2021.
It's been over a year.
Streaming has aged you.
Streaming has aged me. That's this
Sounds
is
like
great.
an old man in the smoker's room at a pub. Like, hey mate, how's it going?
Hey, you got any dollars? Really, Gasper, mate. I'm Gasper for a Dari. Goodness me. Well, this has been a great start to my ego for this session. Thank you so much. I'll do a quick.
Bring you down a peg.
It's true. It's very true. Let me do a quick recap for the previous session, and we will jump straight back into the campaign. I don't think there's any other announcements. Tears the Kingdom episodes dropping daily on YouTube. There will be a new episode every single day over on the Lost Archives YouTube channel. Please feel free to go and join in. It's a mishmash of exploration, actual story, glitches that I have been informed of. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to call it that, I'm just using the mechanics the game gave me to create infinite items. There's been some incredible stuff discovered in Tears of the Kingdom that I've been thoroughly enjoying. the recent thing I'm getting into a lot is like building using the auto build function and the Ultra Hand. So I'm experimenting with some really cool vehicle builds. So yeah, I'll be putting a whole video out, which is just me sitting in the Tarrytown building supply unit, building all of these like random machines and testing them out on the nearby bokoblins, which thankfully respawn every blood moon. And if you just sleep, you can respawn them to test these death machines out on. So it's been awesome. So that episode will be coming soon. Otherwise, I've been trying to focus on story as much as possible, but it's hard. The exploration aspect is, it just grabs you and pulls you in every single direction. I find it very hard to stay on track. Very, very hard to stay on track.
I just imagine like the next like video thumbnail would have like the shocked Pikachu face. It's like, I made a Tesla and Tears of the Kingdom, and it's like just like a Tesla there and like the thumbnail. You've made a Tesla in like the game, something like that. I think it's a brilliant video idea.
It's like it's probably going to tickle the algorithm's ballsack.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the way I want to run, but sure. Like I don't think I really want to.
Don't become one of those channels. I just pictured it immediately though.
No, I won't clickbait anybody. I'll actually take a picture of what I built, and it will be substantially worse than an actual Tesla. There's no doubt about that. Oh my goodness! All right, let me do a recap, and let's jump into our Avatar Legends session. Hey, let me pull open. Where are we? Here we go. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Aquila of the Water Tribe, and Aang of the Air Nomads. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are currently on the trail of the 4 elemental spirits in an attempt to calm their rage and undo the damage done by a careless wish made of the whale spirit of the Siwong Desert. With 2 spirits now appeased and only 2 to go, the team are in high spirits. Having left the Eastern Air Temple following the calming of the Sky Bison spirit, the team are now travelling through the southern regions of the Earth Kingdom. Soon after arriving on Earth Kingdom soil again, the group were met by Ruler, an old man some of the team had previously met outside the walls of Ba Sing Se, who handed over a rather odd-looking metal lantern to Mako, promising it would open when the time was right. After a brief stopover in the village of Chin, just in time to participate in the Avatar Day festival by setting it on fucking fire, the group have flown to the nearby Kyoshi Islands. After meeting with the village elder Zhu, the group were introduced to the Kyoshi warriors and their leader Coco. While the boys went shopping with some extra gold, Shurva was taken on a tour of the training grounds by Coco before engaging in a quick sparring match with her, which she tied in. The group then spent a bit of time exploring and enjoying the fruits that the island had to offer, and also getting a bit of a chance to pick up some items that they'd been looking for while out shopping. The next morning, however, when Shurva and Aang woke up bright and early for their training match with the Kyoshi warriors, they discovered 3 ships sailing towards the island. While one of these ships seemingly ran into trouble while still out over the open ocean, the 2 others landed on the shores. Unfortunately, the first part of the exchange was missed by the team as they were spending that precious time getting dressed. But by the time they arrived, things were looking rather tense. The ships were manned by members of Chin Village, as well as several Earth Nation soldiers who had come across looking for the dangerous criminals responsible for the destruction of large parts of the village. Handling this in really the only way Mako knows how, he set fire to one of the ships, the sails of one of the ships, while the rest of the group sort of split between trying to observe and also trying to gaslight the situation. The session ended last week with the Chin warriors and Chin villagers being chased off the island by the Kyoshi warriors and the party, with the Wheel of Punishment also being destroyed as a result of Rung's earthbending. I believe you earthbent an entire slab at the mayor of Chin village and also crushed the Wheel of Punishment. With the Chin villagers now retreating across the ocean after being a little bit hassled by the Unagi, the large serpent-like creature that lurks below the waters around Kyoshi Island, the rest of the group made their way back to the village. Aquila offering a puppet that he had created of Coco to her in an effort to, how would you put it, win her favor, would be fair to say, or
Woo her?
Woo her. Okay, so slightly creepier. In an effort to woo her with a puppet that he had made of her, we're still yet to see how successful that was. And that is where we left off last session. we jump straight back in while the rest of you continue your walk back to town. Actually, we'll say that you've just walked back in through the town gates. As you look around, you can see the rest of the Kyoshi warriors heading back to their respective areas, some of them putting weapons away, getting their armor slightly unhitched. As Coco looks around, gives a very long, suffering sigh, and turns back towards the 5 of you. I do have some concerns. The fact that Chin Village, that they sent villagers and soldiers over to land on our shores, I think we do need to talk to Zhu and maybe see if we can send someone to Ba Sing Se. This is a pretty major diplomatic incident. I mean, you guys might not know, but I mean, we're not part of the Earth Kingdom technically. We're kind of our own thing since Kyoshi separated the island from the Earth Kingdom. Like, this could have been really bad, and this could still be really bad. I'm thinking it's probably best if you guys don't hang around too much longer, just in case something were to happen.
I think we're only hanging around until like lunchtime, and then we'll be out of your hair. The boys just need to pick up some supplies.
Some shopping.
Oh, right, that's correct. You bought some clothes from the tailor.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor.
I think his name's Fen. I think their name is Fen. Yeah.
Taylor.
Okay, whatever. Great. Well, as soon as you've done that, let me know if there's anything else you need. I'll be back at the training grounds. Shurva, given what happened with the boats and everything, would you mind if we waited half an hour or so and then jump back in with that training session? I know we promised it. I don't want to deny it. I think we should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Great. Brilliant. I'll meet you guys at the training ground in about 30 minutes then.
I'll
Sounds
just
good.
say, if you hear from Earth Nation, Earth Kingdom guards or force or anything like that, all allegedly. That's all we will say. You are not involved in any of this. You have no idea about all this. It's all just accusations. Nothing has been proven. Just remember that one day. It's going to be okay. You guys will be fine.
I really thought you were going to try to use your badge of authority there.
That was.
I don't know if I can whip that out right now. Actually, no, you're right. I'll say that. As I'm like, everything will be fine. I sort of just like flash on the side of my vest.
Coco sort of like
badge.
leans around, looks and goes, 2 things. You did hear the part about where I said that we're not really technically part of the Earth Kingdom. So
Yeah, but in case they crank at you.
any authority you might have based on that badge is null and void here anyway. And it also looks like it's promoting you as, like, what's that, mine sergeant?
Oh, it's got a smudge on it or something like that. It's Sergeant. Just a smudge. I had lunch. the
Well,
other day.
it's funny because the
Anyway.
word sergeant was the one that was written really small, and the word mine was the big one across the center. And it looks
Anyway,
like
it's
a
gonna be
piece
all
of coal.
okay. It's gonna be perfect. Nothing to worry about there. Those guys are crazy over there, I'd say. But we'll be going soon.
Just try
Can
not
I-
to.
Sorry. Can I look and be like, I didn't know you were a sergeant.
yeah, big sergeant.
Oh,
Top
you've,
sergeant, actually.
you've never mentioned it before.
Well, when you're that, important, it's best not to gloat, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to go around saying, hey, I'm a sergeant, I'm amazing. Rather hold it out for situations like this, but it's applicable, you know what I mean? Like, it's right to do so, You either bring out mining terminology when no one asks for it, or you say you're a sergeant when people need to hear it. It's 2 things in life to learn.
I mean, he's got you there. It's pretty good. Sergeant's pretty good.
Thank you.
But you're not really a sergeant, though, right? Like, you've kind of co-opted that word to describe being, like, very, very minorly above just a minor, right?
Minorly, exactly right. I am pretty minorly. You're exactly right. It's part of my being.
I'm headed to the training grounds.
Anyway, this is Detective Al.
Detective Al. Are you an investigator of sorts, Al?
I've investigated things in the past with varying results.
Results
Are
are
there any
results. That's the
famous
right
cases you participated in I might know of? Or
No, most of them have been pretty secret, low profile. We have to keep hush hush.
Very,
You're not allowed to
very
speak about
private
them.
Clientele, but yes, exactly right. Client.
Anyway, I'm gonna
business
go
privilege.
I'm gonna walk away from this conversation.
Good job. Exactly as I trained you to do, and me too, because client privilege thing. No, shuffling with Al.
Coco kind of looks a bit bemused, looks at Shurva, nods, and then backs out and begins walking away towards the training grounds. I'll play Mako tonight, who is who's sort of standing there a bit awkwardly, as Mako sort of like jogs up to the rest of you. He sort of has a big smile on his face. He goes, "That was crazy. How the ship caught fire. What was that about?"
Crazy.
Yeah. Is there a lightning storm? Did I see?
I couldn't have been lightning. I couldn't.
Must have been a bird.
Firehawks are a thing. There's this like momentary
Anyway.
pause as Mako nods and goes, "It wasn't me, guys. I don't know how that happens. That was crazy. What was that about?"
Yeah, no, I didn't see you do anything.
But they got chased off, so that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold out your palms right now.
Mako very gingerly holds out his hands.
Touch him.
I'm gonna sniff his palms and see if I can sniff any trace of like fire. Does it leave a scent on his hand or
Sniff
anything
his
like that?
palms?
Or smell
Okay.
Does he have like a fiery smell from holding fire and
So-
firebending? Does it smell?
Brandon, I'm gonna
What
let
do you
burnt
think
hair?
fire smells like?
Brandon, I'm gonna let you answer this
I don't know,
yourself.
burnt hair.
Why would there be burnt hair? That means firebenders are constantly burning themselves when they firebend.
Is it hot?
I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
is,
don't
but
know
they
what
don't actually
firebenders
like
do.
hold the flame in their hand. It's a little bit off. If you watch the firebenders, it like happens a little bit away from their skin, a couple of centimeters away from their skin.
It doesn't smell like it's burning there or something.
It's the same as like rock bending. They don't need to like rock bending, earth bending. They don't need to be like physically holding on to a piece of earth.
could like dust can get on there. He sticks to his guns. He's gonna sniff his hand, see if it smells like anything burning.
As you like bend down and begin sniffing Marco's hands, Marco very quickly pulls away and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You're clean. I think I'll actually just turn back to Al. I'm gonna get back into the.
Sorry,
detective
no,
game.
hang on. We're not just moving past that. What do you mean I'm clean? Why is sniffing my hands?
He was checking
Well,
for
you're a
soap. Clearly, you
firebender.
had a shower.
No, he has not had a shower at all.
I mean,
That's how I know that.
no,
He burnt his hands or held fire. I
No,
think that would
my hands
still
are clean.
be
Yep. He's right. My hands are clean.
It's like how like like a spoon or something in the fire. It's coming out clean. It's all been burnt off. So I think he's good. I believe him. Case closed.
I'm still not sure what exactly you were trying to look for.
Well, like hold something burning. It's going to smell like burnt paper, burnt wood, anything like that.
If
You'll
you're
know
holding
something's burnt.
something that's
It's gonna be
burning, it's going to smell like the
Exactly
thing that
right.
is burning.
like you hold fire. Exactly
but-
right.
no,
So
but-
I'd know if you're holding fire because it smells like fire.
Look, I can see what you were trying to do. If this was our world, for example, it'd be brilliant because you'd be like, there'd be like the smell of fuel on his hands because he's been
There'd
like
be
chucking little fireball.
smoke. There would be
Yeah.
some kind of ashy
Yeah, yeah,
substance.
But this ain't our world, motherfucker. This is Avatar. they conjure the elemental fire in front of them a little bit. They don't actually, and there's not like a chemical or there's like magician's paper that they're going throwing out. That's
I like to imagine that Rung's still kind of oblivious to how like all the other dudes kind of do their bending. He's just like, you're holding fire. Surely it's going to smell like fire. Surely, right?
I love the idea that Rung thinks fire smells. Right?
The
Like that's
only
It's a little bit crazy.
bender that would be like having to touch the thing that they need to bend is literally the airbenders because they're always touching air.
yeah.
Like,
That's not necessarily
no
the
one
airbender
else
bending.
touches the element.
They don't have to. No. Waterbenders often do, but they don't
Hold
have
in your
to.
hands.
Yeah, earthbenders
Quite
often
often,
do as well, actually.
waterbenders are actually just moving it around in front of them. They're never actually holding.
No, exactly right. So waterbenders have a couple of forms
Fire's
where
the
they'll
same.
use it. where they like make like an octopus form around them, or they'll actually like immerse themselves in water or things like that. Earthbenders will sometimes punch the rocks physically or slam their feet down into the ground. But yeah, you're right. Airbenders are technically the only benders who are always touching their element. And even then, so it's
or any waterbender in the Northern Water Tribe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't have to be like touching the element as they're using it if they're using like the bending. I'm also just imagining Akeelah walking up to somebody right now and like stabbing them and touching their blood to be able to control them.
Let's test it. I have a question. Would his hands be hot or like warm from the fire?
No, it's been too long. They'd be
Terrible,
warm
like,
from his
warm,
body
yeah,
temperature.
If it happens,
Body temp.
If it happens, would it be warm?
I would argue
Like if
that
it's just after?
I would argue, yeah, just
Yeah.
A little bit warmer. Yeah.
Because close to
Waiting
fire.
for like YouTube comments to come out at some point and be like, actually,
I'm
actually,
like,
yes.
Actually.
Yeah, but also it's magic, and you can actually all you want, but I can guarantee the creators have not specifically specified whether someone's hands get warm after firebending. I'm willing to stake quite a bit on that. But if you want to do a Reddit AMA and find out from them, I'll appreciate the answer.
I'm just Googling it.
I can't think of a single time that in any of the shows, etc., that there's been a firebender physically touching fire. Like, there's not even smoke or anything from the firebending, so I'm still really confused what you thought you would smell.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I'm
burnt his
wondering.
hands up.
I'm wondering if.
No.
I'm wondering if technically this counts as Brandon derailing.
No, because it's talking.
Nah, it's
Still-
Mako.
Avatar.
Andrew.
And technically, this could
talking
all have been happening within character as well.
not
This
talking
entire
about-
I mean,
conversation.
it very well is happening within character. We're all just questioning Rung why he thinks he can smell fire.
Hey, Rung, don't sniff my hands again. Don't sniff my hands again.
It was a bit weird.
Okay.
It was a bit weird.
I just had to be sure.
Don't sniff my hands again.
I'll see what you say when you wake up.
I'll sniff his own.
What?
Hand.
I'm just and Andrew comes back like, hey Andrew, can I sniff your hands? Sure.
No, I don't think he would. I think he'd be just as put out as I am, acting like
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
easily.
why? Why do you want to sniff my hand?
He asked me to hug him out of nowhere last time. He was like,
So that he could
"Can I hug you?"
electrocute
There
you.
was an ulterior motive.
Exactly.
So he could
Same.
electrocute you.
Anyway, where are we going now?
Well, that's the question. So, Al and Shurva have a date with the Kyoshi Warriors and their training session. So, Aquila and Rung, my question is, what are you two doing?
What time is it?
It'd be still early morning, maybe 9 a.m.
Oh my god, I just want my clothes.
How long until the clothes are finished?
She said midday. So like 3 hours. I'm sort of just.
Probably not working on it to the very end, though.
But I mean, they could be. It was a very last minute order.
And you asked for quite a lot as well to be done.
I mean, a decent amount.
What'd you guys get?
I don't remember.
You asked for a new overcoat and jacket in a dark blue with some very light fur lining.
What God said.
Fucking hell.
Thanks, Daddy.
And Mako got like a full cloak, full waistcoat, some new pants, and he
He
got
went
some
all out.
gloves, and he got Mako was the one who got the most.
Heat-resistant clothing.
Yeah. He went for some like no, it was shockproof, wasn't it? I think he went for like the sleeves and gloves that were slightly shockproof and
Oh,
heat
yeah.
resistant. Yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
Al just bought a second-hand cloak, which might have had some blood on the back.
It would, and a hole where like this sword, roughly the size of a sword blade, pushing through. So Rung, Aquila, what do you two want to do? You got about 2-3 hours.
Just checking. Oh, I do not know.
Anything?
I do
you
not
wanna
have
do,
much
Rung?
money on me at all.
I'm
Well,
sure we
I
can
kinda
ask.
like-
I'm sure we can ask Mako for money if we need.
I don't
I'm out of
know.
money.
Like, I think
we
he was
sp-
a bit
we
weirded
spent
out
all.
by smelling his hands.
We
Yeah.
didn't. Maybe Shurva if we need like a little bit of cash.
I was just
She's
thinking,
a
like,
deal.
everyone's getting
She's a deal.
cloaks and all this sort of stuff. I kind of feel like I need like a little throwover. Like, what if we gotta hide away from like Earth Nation guards or something like that? And I need to be like, dude, that wasn't us who allegedly knocked
Then
out
you
the
could
statue
just-
in Chin Village,
Couldn't you
destroyed
just
their ancient artifacts.
like earthbend up yourself under rocks?
I'd try to do that. Just sorry, what it would look like.
So what are you trying to do? You're
Trying
trying
to
to
make myself. If I just like covered myself in stone somehow, like just like throw up a bunch of pebbles over me to show him how silly it would look. I was just standing there as like a
So-
stone mannequin.
So the stone armor technique is a pretty advanced piece of earthbending.
Oh,
Yeah. So you can give it a shot.
Okay.
Do you want to try pushing your luck and see how good you are at it?
I'll try to push my luck to try and show
Try and
him
make some
black.
stone
I'll
armor.
do that then.
Yeah.
Let's try that out. Moves, push luck. Cassione. Oh,
11.
11.
Absolute success. Rung. Sometimes when you've been down in the coal mines and there's been the grumblings of a potential cave-in, you've quickly stone armored yourself to protect yourself. And you do so again. It's not the full suit of armor, and you're not quite able to move in it. But with a slightly unpracticed technique, you surround yourself with stone, almost like a coffin, with just like a little eye hole at the top, like a little slit where you're looking out from as your eyes look around, as you're held in this giant stone coffin made of pebbles that you've surrounded yourself in.
I just imagine I'm just there like this now. I'm like,
Just T-posing, yeah. Like an NPC T-posing. Yeah.
honestly stunned that I've done this. Am I hidden? Can you see me?
I mean, we're out in the open, so I think you just look like a statue, but it kind of works.
I think I still need a cloak. No, just like a dog.
Just shake all
them
the
off.
stone off as it crumbles to the ground around you and piles up. You sort of just gingerly step over it, leaving this pile of stones and pebbles just lying on the ground.
I should try that more often. But I'd be happy to go check in on your tailor and see if they've got your thing ready and whether or not they've got any very
Yeah, we
cost
can
effective
go check.
perks.
Alrighty. As the two of you head over towards the tailor, let's jump back to Shurva and Al. As you two begin heading towards the Kyoshi training hall and into the training arena, you can see there's a couple of other Kyoshi warriors who have set up and are preparing for probably what was their normal morning routine, just a little bit later as a result of the excitement on the beach. As Coco sees you approach, she directs you towards the back of a group of 8 other Kyoshi warriors in 2 lines of 4, setting you up right in the very middle in a line of 2, just at the very back of the rest of the class. As she then begins standing at the front and shows off a few moves. All right, I need you to repeat after me, everybody. We're going to do kata number 4. Shurva, Al, I'm going to come stand at the back with you guys, and we're going to go through it together. Everybody, kata 4. And then Coco runs around the back and joins you guys as you step into the sequence of moves. It's a very simple sequence designed to sort of warm you up as you head into a combat sequence. But there is an elegance and speed at which the other Kyoshi warriors move that is impressive. I'm going to have both Shurva and Al. Shurva, you're going to be rolling with focus, because this is relying on skills and training. I believe that's a focus roll for skills and training.
Yeah.
Or is it
Yep,
passion?
it is.
It
It
is
is
focus. And Al, because you have had no combat training whatsoever, I'm going to have you roll
I would argue airbenders have had like daily combat training in terms of
the peaceful
Airbending, right?
air nomads. Yeah, you've had bending training, but these are very militaristic katas. A lot of the stuff you've been taught is much more similar to Tai Chi. So this is a little bit different in the way that the movements are much more aggressive, whereas the airbenders and the air nomads of the temples, it's more about like stretching your core and finding your inner peace. It's
you're a god, so I'll let you say that. But like I
You'll
always
let me.
mention it more like, yeah, I always mention it more like Shaolin monks, which
think
are like quite like.
I think the air nomads during this era with Roku and then leading up to this, I think this was one of the main reasons why the Guiding Wind kind of split away, is that the air nomads had kind of lost their way a bit and had become these. The Guiding Wind were crossed because the air nomads were starting to like hang out with members of other nations and starting to involve themselves in the other nations again. That's the main reason why the Guiding Wind were crossed. But they also wanted the air nomads to go back to their spiritual enlightenment and back to the age of spiritual growth that they felt the air nomads had lost. You argue well in that, as I was saying that out loud, I'm thinking like there's not a huge deal of difference between the katas that you would use for like a martial arts training as compared to a Tai Chi. So in that case, then if you wanted to roll and rely on your skills on training, you can.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No problem. Shurva.
That's a miss anyway.
14, absolute success. Thank goodness you argued so passionately there, Dave.
Oh, I mean, it would have been less if I hadn't.
6-ish. So 14 for Shurva, 6 for Aal. Shurva, you've trained in katas your whole life. This is a modified version of one of the ones that you've learned in the Fire Nation. This seems to be much more defensive in nature, much more free-flowing. A lot of the Fire Nation katas tend to be much more aggressive and much more on the offensive. This seems to be a more defensive, reactionary style of combat. But, I mean, you adapt quite quickly, and very soon you're moving in time with the other Kyoshi warriors. You get a nod of approval from Coco. Aal, 6. Yeah, the stances, none of the stances are particularly familiar. A lot of the stances you're used to move from one to the other very slowly, and it's all about maintaining that balance and grace. These are quick. I love that Shurva's giving you an L for loser. That's brutal. These are pretty...
L for learning, Shurva.
I can imagine Aal saying that, though.
He would.
A lot of the stances you're used to, I mean, it's all about moving in time with your own inner harmony. Not like someone calling out like 3, 6, 1, 12, and like calling out the stances. I'm going to say it's not that you're not very good at this, it's more you get a bit flustered with this, the way that they're doing this, and it's all like quick.
What do the numbers mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
All the
100%.
pretty ladies.
Yeah, it's like, what's 12? Like, oh, I did number 1. You hear Coco go 4, and you're like, what?
That's nothing like 3 was.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a very steep learning curve for you, Aal, and you do your best, but you do quickly find yourself kind of losing your place. Excuse me. Your footwork kind of tangling you up. At one point, you actually bump into one of the other Kyoshi warriors. A girl probably about your age, dressed in the full outfit with the face paint on. And as you sort of like bump into her and rebound off her, she gives you a bit of a withering glare and then goes, this is why we don't let boys do this stuff, under her breath.
Oh, look, I'm really trying. I'm sorry. I'll
Are you
try
going to do
harder.
gaslighter?
I'm just being sincere.
I'm going to need to move your balance. Where's gaslight on your balance?
How's that gaslighting? Me saying I will try harder is not gaslighting.
No, you bumped into me.
That's what I was waiting for you to be like, I'm really trying. It'd be better if you didn't bump into me all the time.
I'm tottering here.
Oh my god. As you say that, this very sincere, like, oh, I'm really trying my best. You watch as the girl kind of like looks at you, sighs, and then keeps going with the cutter, and then like looks back, a bit of a pitying look at Aal.
Al really wants to be here, so he's trying his hardest.
Amazing. Alrighty. After about 40 minutes of this kata, as you get through and finish off the movements, Shurva, you haven't even broken a sweat. This is easy peasy for you. And compared to the kata that you did yesterday with the Kyoshi warriors, it's simple stuff. Aal, when it finishes, probably more as a result of you getting flustered and then like trying too hard, you are more tuckered out than you normally would be at the end of bit of moderate to light exercise.
Al is using his fans that he bought to fan himself. Yeah, exactly.
Coco gives you a bit of a look with the fans and goes, okay, sure. These are the fans you bought yesterday, Al?
Yes, from the pirate ship.
Oh, yeah, right. They're a good bunch for the most part. Just don't ask them where they get their stuff, and they won't have to lie.
I asked them, and they lied.
Shurva's gonna like grab Al's hand and like look a little bit closer at the fan that he's holding and what's drawn on it.
I don't think we went into too much detail about the patterns. I think you went for 2 plain fans, just some.
Yeah, I think, and they were off. They were not a matching set.
They're
so
not matching. Yeah, one's slightly
another.
larger, and a slightly different type of wood.
These
They're budget fans.
Yeah.
weren't you trying to get
Crazy
fans that you could fight with? Wasn't that?
The idea was to airbend with them, not necessarily fight with them.
These seem kind of flimsy. How much did you pay for them?
Oh no, I got them for like a few silver. They weren't that expensive. The other option was one that had a really crude drawing of a woman on it, and we decided not to go for that one. It made me
What do
feel.
you mean we?
Aquila was with me, and he helped.
You're not there, Aquila.
Just hear his voice in his head.
I think I felt Aquila bloodbending.
Who's this wee airbender?
The gaslighting starting again.
I really wanted a different fan, but Aquila bloodbended me to get these 2.
I'd believe it.
He took away my choice.
I meant something else, but let's keep it PG. Yeah, so we stayed away from the crude fans, and got
Sounds
these
good.
ones instead.
Fair enough.
Did you say a couple of silver for those fans, Al?
It wasn't a lot. It was just a bit. I think I don't know how much a silver is, but I was assured it wasn't a lot.
Coco nods and smiles and then leans into Shurva and whispers very quietly, "If he paid a couple of silver, I think he overpaid."
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably only worth a couple fronts each.
Yeah, I don't think. I think if he paid a couple of silver, like they're barely worth some copper. But we shouldn't tell him, should we? They're nice
No.
fans.
They're my,
Oh, great.
they're my biggest fans.
They're your only fans.
They are only.
You didn't exhaust these jokes in the last 2 sessions.
Oh, we didn't. We can keep going.
It was written in like Owen's like item notes. Like if someone buys the crude fans, they're called only fans. Damn it, no one bought them.
I knew you guys wouldn't pick the fans with the new drawing of women on them.
But you know,
I didn't
sell
know
Lost
about
Archive.
them.
I wasn't there that time.
We should make some Lost Archive fans for the merch store.
That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll look into it.
Calling fans. Yeah. I would buy.
That's
I would
kind of
buy.
a cool
Should I
idea.
call them the only fans?
Yes.
Al's only fans.
Ours only fans. All right.
I was
You
really-
You could
AOL.
potentially do like a really cool
AOL.
design for like each of the elements or something, and then just have the Lost Archives symbol on them.
Okay. All right. I will look into the
I don't know
feasibility
how
of this.
hard that will be for you to like create, but
I can do some stuff with the 4 element symbols. I'll incorporate them into like a much larger kind of like Celtic knotwork design, and then I'll have that joined into the. I can do some stuff with that. I can work with that. I'll do a bloodbending one as well for Akeelah.
hell yeah.
I felt these were more in line with my bending than metal fans, so I chose these ones.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. They are probably a bit lighter.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I just a question though, Al. You know your kite?
Mhm.
Isn't that kind of technically a really big fan that you could use?
It is, but these are smaller. I thought I'd fit in more of the Kyoshi Warriors if I had these handheld ones.
But didn't you just say these were your biggest fans?
And your only fans.
Well, I mean,
But you have your kite.
but my kite is a kite and a fan, whereas this is only a fan.
Yeah, but your kite would be your biggest fan, wouldn't it?
Well, is it a fan? It's a kite.
But you just said it's a kite and a fan.
I mean, I guess I can use it as a fan, but it's not very practical to fan someone.
But you just said that it is a kite and a fan. Are you lying to me? How does it feel to be gaslit, Al?
I feel cornered and uncomfortable, and I don't love it.
I don't really understand what's going on here, but I'm going to give you both a thumbs up, give you a 5-minute break to get some water, and we'll get started on the combat training. How does that sound?
Yep, sounds good. I'm ready.
Do you sure want to break? Al, you're pretty sweaty. There's some water over there. There's a water barrel if you want to get some fresh water. And no, okay.
Yeah, I'll holds off, but when Coco's not looking, he takes a big gulp of water.
Okay. She turns around immediately as you like. No. As you both have a bit of a chance to cool off and get ready for the combat training, Coco goes around and begins pairing off a number of the Kyoshi warriors. She pairs off most of them with each other, picking people of similar height, similar build, and probably guess similar combat experience. When she gets to you two, she pauses. Here's what I'm thinking. Do you two want to face off against each other? Or do you want me to pair you off against some Kyoshi warriors? Or I could fight one of you.
Al, what makes you comfortable?
I'm happy with a Kyoshi warrior, including yourself, Coco, so whatever you feel is best. But Shurva and I can spar at any time, really, so...
True. Okay.
Not that we do, but we can. Hey, Shurva, we should spar more often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I think in that case, then, what I might do... I might put you both with 2 Kyoshi warriors to start with, 2 of the other warriors, and then we'll see how we go. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, brilliant. I think let's go... Hey, I think I might put Henna. I think you'll be with Al. And... who would be best with Shurva? Let's go Seema. Okay, I reckon. So, bow, combat positions, and we're going for gentle sparring. This is more a chance to warm up and work together. I've heard OnlyFans spar sessions are popular. Nicely done. Well said. Well said, chat. Very nicely done.
I think those are gentle, though.
It's actually a SPAR in this case. Probably also popular on OnlyFans, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like that really small grocery store you find in random Australian towns.
Yeah.
IGA?
No,
Where are they?
Spa.
Sorry?
Not really small.
Oh, Spa.
A Spa. Like, barely anyone's
Yeah,
ever heard of it.
Yeah, I
That's
used to
a-
live
that's
in
a-
small country towns. I'm like, oh wow, it's just so European, so exotic. Wow.
That's a fringe reference even for Australians to get. We have
I
a
know.
grocery chain here that is like dying. There's very few left called Spa.
I have never heard of
They
it
were
in my entire
food,
life.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
You
like
only know it if you're in like really, really small country towns.
yeah, you really have to have been a couple of 100,000 kilometers away from a city to have ever seen one. Not
I
100,000.
grew up in a small
Bag of
town that had a
Arnott's.
spa. It was
Couple
like
hundred
everyone's
kilometers.
first job.
Yeah.
We had a spa and an IGA. We were pretty cool.
$6? What a
Oh,
bargain.
who could afford to go with the
Crazy
IGA?
cheap.
No one.
No one. IGA were kidding themselves.
There was a Mitre 10 inside of the IGA.
Oh my god, the
Mitre
lesser
10 in the
Bunnings.
IGA. Oh no, that makes sense.
That's so funny.
I think Matt Cash would like.
Look, can Mitre 10 match any price and beat it by 10%? I don't think so. This is why Bunnings is the
They
best.
go
Bunnings, hey, if you
broke.
want to sponsor us, Bunnings. I've been buying a lot of Bunnings stuff recently to fix up the house. I'll take a sponsorship.
I
Uh,
will
If Mitre
eat
10
a
wants to sponsor
snag.
us, we'll say nicer things as well, though. So
Hey, no, getting older.
Yes, Archie.
Did Owen just derail us again?
That wasn't
No.
me. That was who brought up Spa. That wasn't me.
that was,
It was
the chat.
Bunnings.
That was
you
Bree.
were correcting chat on how they spell spa.
Yeah, and then you started talking about sparring.
Bree-
It's always you.
Bree brought up Spa in the country. That wasn't me. I do not accept responsibility for this. It wasn't me.
No, you were talking about IGA.
No, that was Bree.
Nah.
And Brandon said IGA, not me. Nah, you can't pin this on me. Gaslight all you want.
Yeah, no, I'm
protected
pretty
by-
sure it was me, but
Yep.
no one voted me. A lot of people voted Owen.
That's
Yeah, and someone voted.
Oh.
10
Andrew,
points for
even
anyone
though
who
it
knows what
wasn't
IGA stands for.
here.
Intergalactic
Independent Grocers
assholes.
Australia.
intergalactic planet. No, I'm not saying that as copyrighted. Can't say that. Independent Gross Australia.
Yeah, that's what Archie said, right?
Yeah, $20.
Did he?
Archie
what?
didn't say that.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear Archie say
I
that.
heard him say it.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
I definitely
I
heard
didn't
him
hear
say it.
Only
I-
Did he say it?
Okay, 10
Luckily,
points.
these
You get
sessions
10
are
points.
recorded.
I'll just edit it so
You
it
get 10
isn't him.
10 points.
So he doesn't say it. I'll just edit out Archie saying it. That's right.
That sounds like gas.
Put
Don't
the
mess
beep
with
from
me.
Bree.
Yeah. Just beep it. Alrighty. Thank you. So for
I'm not slow. I was typing.
So, for Shurva and Aal, as you two face off against the Kyoshi warriors, we're not going to have you do a combat with them. What I'm more rolling to see, or having you roll to see, is how much you learn from this encounter. What I'd like you to do is please do a focus roll.
Just a flat
10.
focus.
Flat focus. 10 for Aal.
Hang on. Okay.
8 for Shurva. Both success. Shurva with consequences. Shurva, actually, this kind of makes sense, right? Because you already know a number of combat techniques. Trying to learn a whole new combat technique when you already have a number in your mind and a whole series in your mind, it's much easier to. What's that saying? It's hard to fill a cup which is already full. So in this case, right, like the new techniques and things like that, most of the footwork's the same, but then there's some new footwork, and you're like, nah, but I already know this footwork, and it's a bit easier for me, and this is second nature for me. So your instincts sort of fall upon your training not to look for new techniques, whereas Aal, this is all new for Aal in a lot of the combat stuff. So Aal is picking it up pretty quickly. Yes, Dave.
I reckon Aal starts with like his instincts, which is like maneuverability and dexterity to start dodging.
Yep.
But
Ducking
then
and
the
weaving.
more he watches them strike, but with speed and like low physical power, if that makes sense, that he starts adapting to that and trying to learn that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As the training match goes on, the two of you do really well. The Kyoshi warriors clearly are highly trained, highly specialized, and very competent fighters. But this is a training match, and they are deliberately trying new things and practicing techniques. So they're not fighting for real. It's a chance to show off, and also for them to practice their defense. Sometimes there's periods of the fight where both of your opponents actually go on the defensive deliberately to practice some of their defensive stances, and that gives you a chance to rush in and actually take advantage of their distraction sometimes, or take advantage of footwork that's not quite right. After the hour has passed, both of you are pretty tuckered out. Shurva actually more than Aal this time. Yes, Dave?
was Hannah the snarky one that was like, this is why we don't train with men? Was she around? Did she?
I'm going to say yes, it is, just because it's too funny not to. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. That makes me happy.
Okay.
Thank you, DM.
No problem. As you get to the end of the hour, both of you are pretty tuckered out. It's been a long fight, but there is this sense of satisfaction. Your muscles are sore and tired and strained, but there's a sense of accomplishment. Aal, you, during this time, you've picked up a lot of techniques. There's a lot of the techniques that the Kyoshi warriors use, especially with fans, that you think could translate to airbending without too much effort from yourself. A number of the attacks that they use with a closed fan, all you'd have to do is open the fan and do it at range and send out a blast of compressed air shooting forwards. A couple of the jumps that they do where they push off with their fans to help create a bit of momentum. If you were to do that with airbending at the same time, you could shoot yourself pretty high into the air above opponents and be able to actually use this for a much more evasive dodge than you've done in the past. For Shurva, you actually can add to your fighting techniques a new style of fighting technique.
I am currently trying to find one. I already had it open.
No, all good. No rush. Doesn't have to be right now. But essentially, we're going to be adding in the Kyoshi Combat Training. So where it has at the top of your character sheet where it says like you're a weapons specialist, if we go into your, let me just pull open your team member stats, where it says weapons master, and you've got underneath that the fighting style whip, you may add fighting style whip, fans. Or Kyoshi fan technique, if you. and this is a currently you are doing this at a it's not practiced yet. It's a learned technique, but as we go through and you use these more and more, you'll be able to upgrade these and be able to improve these this combat training.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there is anything in the existing
I've got a
fighting technique
homebrew
catalog.
one. I've got a homebrew one that I've added. I think
Sweet.
it just needs to be approved. So I'll
Okay.
message the guys and make sure it's added in. Oh, there might be a tick box I need to do to actually allow it in our game. So I'll look into that and I'll make sure it's added in for the fan technique. And that will also be the technique that you're also able to use where you can let out this little like push of air from your fans as well. Alrighty, let's jump over to the boys.
The boys.
Akeelah, Rung, what are you two fuckwits doing? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah, all right.
I think
You know.
Was there anything interesting on the way? Like we might see, maybe like anything that may catch our eye. Cool stalls.
Go on. Do you know what?
goods.
Why don't each of you roll me? What we'll do it as a random encounter. So what I'll do is I'll get each of you to roll me with push your luck. Just each of you roll push your luck, and I will. Oh, you're gonna roll a d100. That's
no, it's fine. It's fine. We didn't want
both
to.
of you roll push your luck. I'll add them together and then divide it, and then I'll look on I've got a random encounter table here. Aquila, 11, absolute success. Oh, I mean, fantastic. What a waste of a dice roll though, because that's just for a random encounter.
But it's like a good encounter.
Not necessarily, no. It's
These gotta be
randomized.
good.
It's
It's gotta
randomized.
be good.
Rung, 10,
It's a
absolute
10.5.
success.
It's a 10.5.
Oh, no. I'm adding them together and then I'm dividing it by the 6 so that we get it on a roll table. Because you're using a d6 and then I'm going to multiply it by a d100. I'm doing some math behind the scenes to account
It's
for
a
the fact that you're...
10.5.
Okay.
Math.
10.5.
Let me pull open the table. Okay, this will be fun. Yeah, Rung and Aquila, as you guys are making your way back through the town, there's a sudden, almost like a cry that sounds, followed by this. And as you turn around and look, you can see there is a small child. Looks to be probably about like 8 or 9, with a massive sungi horn, about twice the size of them, that is currently propped up next to a house. They seem to be trying to play this instrument, and you watch as they go. As they try and play this massive instrument, letting out these very low, resounding, echoing horn blasts. As you look towards them, they go, and then as they go to blow in again, they let out this, and then vomit into the actual horn.
Okay, I was honest. I thought they were gonna.
Like a
I thought they were
little
gonna
vomit
die.
slide.
And as they look towards you, they go, can you help me? Can you help me clean out the instrument? Sorry, I'm supposed to be practicing for a lesson. Yeah, but
No.
okay, that's fair.
I mean, if I can clean that out, can I play it?
Sure, but be careful with it. It's my dad's.
Of
of course.
I'll just whip out some water and just like flush it.
as it flushes through the curls and then sprays out like a fountain at the other end, a woman walking past carrying a basket full of fresh green groceries that she's picked up from the market just gets sprayed, and as she just like stands there and just takes it and then just wipes off the water, looks and goes, "Why?"
I say nothing.
Just looking.
The kid just covers
Actually,
it up.
I might throw a bit of water onto me and Rung as well, just
Okay.
to make it look like it also happened to us.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
want to roll to trick an NPC?
Yeah.
I give you a little side nudge. Wow, I'm like, I know what you're doing here.
11, absolute success. As you splash a bit of water, and then she looks over and goes like, "Why?" And then you're there looking dripping wet, and you just look down at yourself, Akeelah, look at her, and just like shake your head, and then look at the. What do you do after that? Is you try and like.
I like look up at the
Blame the
sky.
kid.
As you look up at the sky, she sort of like does a bit of a double take and glances up as well.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking around a bit confused. I like look at myself, look at her, look
What's
at the
this-
sky.
What's the
and
sky
just
look
sort
like
of
today?
around, like,
It's completely like crystal clear blue sky.
oh, it must have come from somewhere.
she looks up really confused and goes, "First, I'm woken up early by the invaders from Chid. Now I'm covered in. What's that smell?"
Is the tuba clear?
Yeah, completely.
Okay, cool.
That's a Sungi horn, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
The kid sort of like covers their mouth because like, and then covers their mouth again and goes like, "It fell from the sky," like taking a hint from you, Aquila.
Cool.
The woman looks up again, looks down, just with this very haunted expression, and then wanders back towards the markets.
Give the little, I kneel down and give the little kid a fist bump, like, "You did great today, little dude. Give it here."
The kid
Fist
responds with a fist bump, like bam, and goes like, "Oh, I didn't think she'd buy it. Oh my god, you just sprayed her with like water and vom."
Yeah, that was pretty sick, literally.
Hey.
Also, I kind of forgot you could do that, Killer. I was looking for a bucket of water. That was clutch what you pulled out right there. That was amazing.
Yeah, it works sometimes.
That's so cool. Hey, if it's all clear, you're welcome to have a blow on the horn if you want.
Yes. I was like, immediately just like scuttle over there. Just like, say, how's I'll do this?
Now, Rung, do you have miner's lung? Let's find out. Could you roll to push your luck, please, as we see whether the years of coal extraction have given you the black lung?
The black lung pup.
This is literally rolling for the black lung.
Yeah.
If you roll really low,
Push,
you have black lung.
third push my luck up the session here. This is statistically going to go poorly. Let's find
Yeah,
out.
you really testing the
It's a
waters.
10!
There. It's a 10. He does not have the black lung. Rung, as you breathe in, there's this moment of like, and then this, as you let out this massive, like, low resonant sound.
That's so cool.
Hey, you can play pretty low. I heard about a special note you can play. That if you play this note and people hear it, they poop their pants. It's
Is
called
that
the
what you've
brown
been
note.
doing this entire time?
I mean, I was supposed to be practicing scales, but that sounded boring. So when I heard about the brown note, I thought I'd try and like learn it, but I can't get it to play. And like when I try and like strain myself too much, I make the instrument soggy.
I don't
like vomited
think you're
it.
practicing scales. I think you're practicing,
Vomit,
let's
thank
make
you.
these guys scale their pants with poo. That's what I think what we're doing. I go for another
Do you-
fist bump.
Oh yeah. Do you know? Are you a musician? Do you know the brown note?
I look at a killer. Wow. Would you maybe? Yeah, I've played.
The
some
podcast
instruments.
listeners,
Do you
Aquila
have- do
shook
you know
his
what
head.
it sounds like?
I don't know.
Do you have
I-
any idea what it sounds like? You just heard about it?
Yeah, I've got no idea. I just heard about it. It's at that moment you hear a voice call out from across the square from one of the other houses. What are you doing? As a middle-aged woman with very tightly bound up hair marches across the square wearing what looks to be very like darker clothing and a large white apron down the front.
We go to the kid. Who's that?
That's my teacher. She's scary.
What's her
Oh,
name?
maybe we can ask her.
Maybe you can ask her. Everyone just calls her Ma. Sorry, Ma. These people were helping me. I had a problem with the horn, but they helped me clean it. They were really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The woman crosses her arms as she looks down towards you. Well, he is late for his lesson, unless the two of you are part of the class as well. Yes,
no, we're
I
not,
was
Mummy.
told about two
But-
more. Yes, well, come with me right now, both of you. Come with me right now, and I have some spare instruments. You didn't even bring your instruments. Such a terrible form. Both of you, come with me right now. All three of you, follow me. And
Yes,
she begins
Mummy.
I think we have to do what she
marching
says.
yeah, the kid looks towards you and goes, you do not want to get on her bad side. I think you're part of the band now. Can you guys play any
Akeelah.
instruments? Like, are you...
How long does class go for?
Sometimes about an hour.
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, we got time.
I love that you guys are just like, yeah, all right, sure. As you are led
That's
back
schedule.
down around behind a series of houses and towards what is clearly like a music hall, you can see a bunch of other children, all of them under the age of 12, all there with their instruments, giving it their best shot at trying to play at the same time. There are some kids on drums. There's one kid on the drums who's like styled his hair up into a mohawk and is just like with one hand held up doing the rock on cymbal and the other hand just going boom, 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 boom on the timpanis, while there is next to her a very, very young like 6-year-old child with the flute, not holding it sideways, holding it around the wrong way and forwards, trying to play it like it's a wood flute and blowing in the outlet. Okay. And it's just not making any noise at all. I'm impressed. I could make that noise. It's actually a pretty accurate.
That was pretty good.
Pretty accurate representation of blowing the wrong way on a flute. I'll add that to my voice acting portfolio. I can sound like someone playing the flute in the wrong direction. Sorry, what's that? Yeah. No, I do a really good one. There's also, what was that? Sorry.
Did I stutter? You heard me. I can play it the wrong direction.
Yeah, the wrong direction. I'm just wondering that. I was just thinking about how I don't know how I feel about Akeelah with all these kids. Thank you, chat, for that. Akeelah just walks in and goes, lots of tiny puppets.
Oh, young blood.
There's a couple of other children who are on various other instruments. You can see something that looks very similar to a trumpet, a couple of mandolins. There's a very strange large harp, which actually has like this like double curve that comes around that you've never seen before.
Is anyone playing it?
Yes, there is someone playing that one. But the good news is the instruments that are left over. Actually, no. Do you know what? Because you're very keen. Because you're very keen for the harp, or the bi-harp. I will say that the kid who's playing.
No. Tell me the other instruments first.
Okay. As you walk in, there's a crate over on the far side of the room, and as you step into the room, Ma turns around and goes, "Well, head over, pick up one of the instruments from the crate. Just pick something, anything you can play." Now, as she stares you both down, Rung and Aquila, as you head over and look into the crate, you can see that there is what looks like a pan flute. There is a stringed instrument very similar to almost like a banjo, but there's also a bow that comes with it to play. So you've really got no idea what this is. There's a triangle. And you can also see a sungi horn, a much smaller version of the sungi horn that you saw the kid playing outside, the massive, like it's a contra-based sungi horn. This one's much smaller, much more reasonably sized, similar to sungi horns you've seen before.
I go to Ma, I say, I usually play the harp.
She leans back, looks down at you, crosses her arms. You watch as she purses her lips so hard that the blood drains from them, and then looks over at the kid playing the harp. All right, off you get. You've had your turn. Pick another instrument. You're shit at the harp. As she looks towards the child, the kid just goes, "Yeah, I know." And then like stomps down off the dais and heads over towards the crate next to Rung as Aquila runs up and takes the harp. Rung, the kid, stands next to you, looks at you, and then looks down at the box of instruments and goes, "I can't play anything well. You pick first. I'll just take something that's left over."
Give the kid the
I
triangle.
reckon when I used to practice on the triangle because you know what the triangle's good at? Triangle's great at learning the beat. Ting, 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 ting. And I pick it up and I do that. Ting, ting. And I tap my foot. You can do this, right? And I give them the thing, and I just tap my foot like ting, ting, ting.
As they hit the triangle,
Ting, ting.
the string breaks, and the triangle drops to the ground, so they're left holding the string. The kid just looks and goes, I don't think I can do this.
That's a first. That is a first. Okay. So I get that basically the violin
Yeah.
thing like that. I just like, if no one's looking, I just pull off one of the strings off that, or the string off it, and just tie it back around the triangle, and like, look, good as new.
Why
So
don't you just
break
tie the
one
string
instrument
back
to repair
around the
another.
triangle?
Literally.
Nah, it's broken.
Oh.
I forgot that. I'd rather break an instrument first than do that.
It's amazing. As you pull off one of the stringed instruments. I'm trying to remember the name of that. I think it's called a banhu. The banhu, it is. I've just looked it up. The string instrument. As you like tear off one of the banhu strings and then retie the triangle, the kid takes it, gives you a bit of a smile, Rung, and you can see there's like 2 teeth missing. The kid heads back over to the back of the class and like dings the triangle once or twice experimentally, and then gives you a thumbs up.
You're surprisingly good for that. Yeah,
as that happens, Ma turns around and looks
Pick
at
up
you,
the
Rung.
thingy.
Pick your instrument now, you slope. Oh, you've got one. Oh, great. Well, come on up then.
Sorry. Sit down, all the kids in a tiny chair.
Yeah, so as you sit down on the tiny chair in between these other like 4th graders, as you like perch on this tiny stool made for children, your legs up around your knees basically at the same height as your chest at this stage, and as you try and like get comfy with the sungi horn. Rung, have you ever played a sungi horn before? Just outside when you went.
I don't believe so.
No, cool, fantastic, excellent.
At least he's
So-
honest.
Yep.
At least he's honest. That's true.
Sometimes.
Okay. As Ma stands at the front, she goes, "Alright, everybody, like we practiced. 1, 2, 3." And then as she brings the beat down, all of the children just let loose, like, as this cacophony of noise assails you, including one kid at the back going with a triangle, ding, 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 just like smashing the triangle as hard as they can. I need both of you to tell me. And a dog, like dogs start barking as this cacophony of noise begins setting off. Oh, it's just this sound coming from every direction. Both of you, are you joining in or are you pretending to play? Is my question.
Joining.
I am actively not.
So you're just like moving your fingers over
No,
the
I am
heart
like
direction.
I'm not even like
You're just
moving
standing next to him.
I am watching this chaos unfold.
Amazing.
A
Okay.
slight smile, like enjoying this chaos, but I'm not playing.
As I'm like playing the sungi horn of the kids, like, I'll like turn and like look over at Aquila as I'm like, do I notice him just not playing good? I just
Yeah,
see him
100%. He's
like-
just standing there with his arms crossed.
I'm like aggressively tooting at him with the sungi horn.
It sounds more like a goose honk as you try and play the song. Here, this. As you pointed at him. Amazing. Fantastic. This goes on for an hour with Ma just waving away, occasionally pointing at children and like going like this to raise the volume or lower the volume as she brings her hands down, and then occasionally like there's one point where she pauses for a solo and points to Akeelah and everyone goes quiet just with the bass drum going.
What do I roll for that?
That will be push your luck, please.
Yeah, baby.
Beethoven.
What is it? He looks too happy. Please be shit.
It's a
Please be
9.
shit. 9. Success with consequences. Akeelah, you've never played the harp before, so it's not like this is a good performance. It's just
Whoa, you
better
didn't
than the
ask
children.
me. You didn't ask me if I've ever played before.
You're a man who plays with puppets. You don't play an instrument. You're not cool enough.
He plays the strings. You could
That's
Yeah.
true.
I have never played the harp.
I know. I'm aware.
But thanks for
you,
asking.
yeah, I don't need
Yeah,
to.
you asked Rung, you didn't ask me.
Only because Rung did have a very fleshed out backstory, whereas you have not done that, Archie.
Yeah, backstory's huge. It's like that much page work.
Yeah, and I wrote part of it to
You
help
wrote
you.
all of it.
Oh my god. As essentially though, like your playing is just like you going like dum, 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 as you're essentially just like mucking around with it, learning how to play the harp. But the thing is, it is better than these 8-year-olds as you go.
My solo went off.
She doesn't seem to be too worried about it. She like nods in time to the music, such as it is, and then as your solo comes to an end, she quietens you back down again, and then music, and then moves back over, focusing on some of the other children. The kid who you helped clear his sungi horn, as she quietens everyone down, keeping the music slow and flowing, she then points to him, and he stands up, standing in front of this massive horn, and as he goes. For like a solid 30 seconds. Just this
Everyone
one note.
shits their pants.
Damn it. You beat me to it.
You're disturbed.
That's what I was going to say. That's way funnier though. I was just going to have him do that. And then the horn like literally just cracks and falls apart and he goes, oh, not quite the brown note, but if you want to, like, Bree has requested that everyone be exposed.
Your luck, Bree. Push your luck.
Fuck it, I'll roll. Let's go.
What are you rolling?
We're trying to push your luck to see if we definitely
9
We could all
successful
poop our pants
consequences.
right now. Oh, you pooped your pants as well.
On the other side of the island, she just poops herself.
Mango does as well. Mango can hear it from the other side.
It's just like a horse with a tail lifts up and
This is very, very immature, even for us. This
I am
is pretty
so
bad.
happy I
It's
brought these in
Avatar,
close.
come on.
Am I calling the
Yeah,
episode
it's
the brown note?
Yeah, we made the whole entire town shut themselves. It's great.
That doesn't happen. But as the kid goes, "Whoa," and then he sort of stops, looks and goes back towards you and Akeelah. Rung, as he looks towards you and Akeelah, he like puts his hand up and goes, I played the brown note. I did it. And as you look at him, no one else seems to have reacted, but you can see that he's looking a bit uncomfortable in his pants.
Imagine him playing, he's like, "Brr."
He's like, as he pauses and he like this big smile across his face as he like reaches around and goes, I did it. I did it. I made Aquila cry. Podcast listeners, Archie is actually crying right now. That is, I don't know who that's more sad for. Me for having to go there or Archie for enjoying this that much. Oh, there's actual tears. Look at him.
Always funny.
There's actual tears.
Don't care who
I
you
think
are,
we've
picture
all
of
laughed or crying at least once, except Archie.
Well, we just had to know what his
we
trigger
found his
was.
brown note.
Yeah.
With that, your music class comes to an end as Ma goes like, I think it's best we take a little bathroom break. As she looks over at the child you'd helped before, and he goes, ha ha ha, everyone's got to go to the bathroom. And all the other kids sort of look a bit confused and then look at him. He's like, you pooed your pants, as he's going to the children. And then they're all like, no, he didn't. And there's this like very like long pause, and he goes, me neither.
I'm just gonna go to the toilet.
It was just a prank,
I
bro.
like- As I walk out the door, I sort of like shuffle, like I'm like just holding something, and I give him a little wink just to make sure he feels okay.
Shroopy's
like
asked,
a little shuffle poop my pants.
Shroopy's asked what is
Shroopy-
happening.
I think he zoned out for a second.
No, I think you could have been paying 100% attention to this and still not know. As far as I can tell, I made the foolish decision to allow them to roll a random encounter. The random encounter was, you are forced to join a class with which you have no knowledge or skills. It ends poorly. was the random encounter. I decided to be a music class in honor of one of my favorite episodes when Aang goes to the Fire Nation school and ends up in the music class. And it's taken a very immature turn, unfortunately.
A very mature
Yay!
Yay.
In spirit of Avatar.
In spirit of Avatar. That is where your music class wraps up, and you are released
How
back
big's
into
the harp?
How big is the harp?
Pretty
It's
big.
as
I
tall
can't
as you,
feel it.
probably weighs about 40 kilos.
Can I take a triangle?
I mean, you can. Sure.
I take
As-
a triangle.
As the kids put their instruments away, you walk over to the box, take out the triangle. Okay.
Yeah. I want to practice. I want to keep up with my music.
No, that's
I really
okay.
enjoyed playing the harp, and I think that learning an instrument is good.
Yes.
But there's no-
So we've destroyed time, burnt down a village,
Start a band.
toppled their statue, destroyed
Burnt
their
their
ancient
boat.
artifacts, stolen
We didn't
from children.
destroy
I think
time.
we're the good guys here.
We didn't destroy time. It's still hanging on by a thread. Like, it's not destroyed.
I mean, the old time is destroyed, but now you're in a new
Yeah.
time, so it doesn't count.
Bender of Blood does sound like a really cool metal band name. Just saying.
Yeah. We could start a band. I have a singing bowl.
Bender.
You have a triangle.
Yeah. What more do you need?
Yeah.
Blood Bender. Oh my god, amazing.
So
As-
it's like midday now.
It's midday. It's midday. For the love of God, it's midday. Oh my goodness. Aquila and Rung, as you head over to the tables. Oh my god. I love that was just literally for you to kill time so that you could then go and pick up your clothes. Unbelievable.
Have you got a triangle?
Had to do something.
And you did steal a triangle out of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't
As
have
you
to
as you
write
walk
that down
in,
anywhere.
as you walk in, you can see that Finn is there, and as you step in, they turn around. Oh, I was just finishing up. Perfect timing. Your companion, the firebender, he just popped by earlier, and I've presented him with his clothes. He said you'd be coming by rather soon. Well, let's see if my sizing was all correct. I might need to make a few alterations. If you could please come stand over here, and if you're comfortable with this, if you could remove your jacket.
Yep.
Great. So the overcoat here that we've been working on, you can see here the dark navy blue colors. I've gone for a much lighter cut than you were wearing before. You said that you were going to be traveling through parts of the Earth Nation, so I've tried to keep it a bit more warm weather appropriate as compared to your furs that you're currently wearing. But I've kept some of the style of the Water Tribe, particularly the South. I understand you're actually from the North, but I've not had much of a chance to see much Northern fashion, so I've tried to sort of create a bit of a cut similar to the Southern tribe, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
What an insult.
I'm not really dedicated to the Northern Water Tribe that much. I'm a bit of an explorer.
Ah, well, then hopefully this will do you well. There are a number of pockets on the inside where you can store things of value, and 2 pockets on the outside as well. Your friend asked for a number of pockets on the cloak, and it seemed like such a good idea, and I figured if you were both traveling together, maybe you would need access to some pockets as well, so I have provided that as well in the cloak. Look at me prattling on. Without further ado, please let me reveal your new coat. As Finn pulls back part of the curtain, revealing on a mannequin this very beautiful blue coat, Aquila. It gets down to about as low as your knees. There is a wedge cut out of the back to create almost like a little bit of an overcoat, trench coat style, but a bit thinner. The actual material itself is quite light, and the stitching is hidden so well that it almost looks like one seamless part of material. There is a fur collar, very light white fur collar around the inside that then carries down the open lapel breastplate, almost like a little bit of a suit jacket style at the top. And then around the edge of the base, there is a very small fur trimming as well. If you have seen Legend of Korra, it's a little bit similar to Varric's coat that he wears when they first meet him. This very nice open jacket coat. You're going to look up Varric. He's a character I'll put a link in chat for those who want to see it as well. But Varric's, it's more like his coat with the. His coat. There's not very many great pictures of his coat. This is pretty good.
There is
Did
not
you find
many
one?
good pictures.
There's not many good
Was he
pictures.
the
Did you
bad
find
guy
one you
or was he
liked?
the dude of industry?
He's the industry dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Also, technically, he's. I mean,
he's chaotic.
Well,
chaotic neutral. He's
Chaotic
true.
neutral.
Actually, yeah, he's chaotic neutral. Definitely.
he was the Henry Ford of that of that
Yeah.
show.
Julie, do the thing. Is literally his
Julie!
catchphrase. That's it. So, it's a bit of a darker color. It's a much darker, more royal blue. And in addition, Aquila, as he leans over, he goes, "Now you were mentioning that you were a waterbender. I had this brainwave while I was working on the design. If you look inside the sleeves, I've actually put 2 small water skins for easy access to your waterbending. There is a valve, so if you were to pull on the water or squeeze the bag, the water will expel. A small cork helps keep it in place as well. We don't need it, but I thought maybe that might come in handy if you have any need for waterbending on the fly."
I love that.
Yes, thank you. I haven't done much fashion for waterbenders, but I thought this might be an opportunity to try something a little bit new. So please give me feedback, and maybe this is something I could work on in the future. You'll notice that it helps the sleeves hang low. If you were to pull the sleeves up to your elbows, it will put a little bit of pressure on the bags of water. So just make sure they're not overly full if you plan on rolling the sleeves up at all.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's I think it's great. I love the design. I love the bags.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Your friend Mako has already paid for both. He's paid for the full cost of both. He's paid the other half, so this is yours to take with you. Now, if you could try it on for me, I'll just make sure there's no alterations that need to be made. If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
As you slide into the... Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, no. I try and go a bit where no one can see me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fine.
very conscious, so I
as soon as Finn notices you being a little bit unsure, there is a change room in the back. Follow me. I'll take you there now, and there's a curtain you can draw across when you're ready. If you'd like to come out, and we can take a bit of a look. It leans into you. Finn leans in. If your friend is making you, if you're a bit uncomfortable, I can ask your friend to stand outside and wait for you if you'd prefer.
No, it's fine.
Great, wonderful. Well, please come this way. And as they lead you through down into a very small change room, just off the main showroom floor, long drape completely covering from roof to floor. And inside there's a seat and also some hangers to put your clothes on as you get changed.
Yeah, so I'll change into all the clothes.
Brilliant. As you put it on, it feels much softer on the inside than you would have first thought. And as you run your hands over the outside, you can see that it is slightly waxed. The outer layer of cloth is designed to be a little bit waterproof. It's quite a thick mesh of wool, but a thin coating of material with a very light wax layer across it. Whereas the inside is this much more soft, downy coating. And as you run your fingers along the inside, it feels very soft. You can feel hidden in the sleeves, indeed, there are 2 water skins built in with a small valve right at the wrist. So that you can essentially be like the waterbender version of Spider-Man. Yeah. I knew that was coming. As you pull out the corks and then are able to move through. Built colostomy bag for waterbenders. Brandon, you disgust me. Hi, my name's Brandon and I'm a pissbender. As you, sorry, mate. Sorry.
No, that was great. No, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, don't think shame.
What's going on, piss boy?
And this.
I'd like to point out he's saying this about himself. It's not bullying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
As you step out,
Also,
Akeelah.
not wrong. That was Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, that was me. Not in character, just me. Like, hey.
As you step out, Aquila, Finn looks over and goes, "Oh, yes, I how's the move across the chest? Can you move your arms around for me a little bit, please? Raise them up. Very nice. Raise them down. How's it feeling? Does it feel comfortable? It looks like you've got pretty good movement there.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good. Lots of movability.
Great. Well, I think you're all ready to go. Wonderful. If you do happen to find these clothes to your liking, and there are people who are looking at your designs and thinking, "Oh, where
I
can
will be sending everyone here. Don't worry."
Thank you. That means a lot. We don't get a lot of traffic through Kyoshi Island, and I was thinking about maybe setting up shop in one of the larger cities, but I just find myself feeling so much more at home here with the Kyoshi warriors and the other members of this town. It's such a lovely community. You've been to the big cities in the Earth Kingdom? Ba Sing Se, Omashu? No. What about yourself? Sorry, I don't think we've been properly introduced. Fen.
This is Piss Boy.
Oh, hi, Piss Boy. That's an interesting name. No.
Yeah, others call me Rung, but this boy's okay. I'm only for a short time.
Rung, are you from the larger cities? What's it like there?
Oh, I've been to the larger cities. I'm more from like a little mining town, like whoa. But I've been to the big cities before. They're kind of pretty and kind of nice. A little bit crazy most of the time there. People sort of like go about their own lives. No one really helps each other from what I can see. But they're pretty cool. I mean, if you're earning coin, there's plenty of coin to be earned there. So
I'll be honest,
enjoy it.
Coin's rather secondary. It's the passion of creation that I really find myself drawn to. The experimental designs, like things like that. Putting in the small bladders to accommodate for water for Aquila here. That's the sort of thing I love to do.
I think the little bladders are great. Plus, if I'm thirsty, can I pick up his sleeve and see if there's any water in there? Or is it not water in there now?
So you grab Akeelah's sleeve, pop one of the corks, and try to drink what's in the water skin. There's nothing in the water skin.
Yeah. Damn. I just acted out just like, yeah, I knew there's no water in here, but it's great. Like, he's got water here. Plus, if I'm thirsty, he can just...
I don't think it's probably not a good idea to drink vending water. You use that to hit people, right?
You change your vending water, right?
Only if it's been... I don't. But I'm sure other people probably changed their vending water.
I didn't know that was a thing you guys didn't do. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're desperate, you're desperate.
Yeah, true, I guess. But if you'd find a river, like, you'd change it, right? Like, you don't want someone's like bloody snotty water, like, just in a little pouch in your. I'll never ask these questions again. I'm never touching your water skins.
Okay. You can look, you can now use the one on my waist if that helps.
Okay. Well, I'll just carry my own water skin now, but I'm now
That might be a
concerned
better
about
idea.
your water skin.
Did you want to drink from that water
that's
skin
possible.
now, Rung?
His waist one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to drink it anymore now that I know that. No, I'm fine. I got my own water skin.
Damn,
But
we almost had him. We almost had him. It's like, as you taste it tastes a bit earthy. A bit like
It's like
stinky
iron.
feet.
I'm just like, I can't believe they don't change the water. That's disgusting. They're trying to inflict toxic damage on people.
I'm going for poison damage as well.
yeah. I would like to ask this gentleman for his. So I'd like to inquire about your finest, most cost-effective cloak.
Finn looks very androgynous, very hard to know, very androgynous features. Hard to sort of know whether they have a particular leaning one way or the other in terms of the way that they present. Very delicate androgynous features. Yeah.
If that's that case.
No problem at all. Not a problem. I do have some cloaks ready to go. Are you looking for a traveling cloak or something more fashionable?
Just say that I have a gold maximum to spend, if that makes a difference.
Yes. Well, also where you're planning on wearing it to. If you're looking for something rather fashionable, well, it's going to look beautiful, but may not have the versatility and what's the word I'm looking for? Staying power if you were to wear it while traveling around. It might get ripped or torn or dirty quite easily. Whereas if you're looking for a traveling cloak, something like that is going to be much easier to wear out and about. Take the rain, take the sun, take a bit of dirt, and be a bit more resistant to wear and tear.
Definitely a traveling cloak. I do spend a fair bit of time underground, so something that can hold up against rocks and gravel.
Well, I have
Fire,
something.
Arrows, maybe, who knows?
Arrows and fire might be a bit much for my wear to stand up to, but and rocks as
Rocks and
well.
gravel's fine.
Might be a bit tricky because
Gravel.
gravel,
Dirt.
yes, dirt, yes. I actually have a few of these cloaks ready to go, and as Finn pulls out this array of cloaks hanging from a hanger, you can see there's a couple of different colors, a lot of shades of green, and then also some dark shades of grays and browns.
I'd choose the darkest green he has.
Ooh, there's they have a very dark emerald green that has this almost like greyish tinge to it. And as they pull it off the hanger and hold it up, it's actually not too bad. I was wondering if I might have to bring in the length a little bit, but actually that looks like it won't drag too much.
So like do a little spin around like dress and like flick around my waist and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, that feels pretty good. Shoulders. I like this one. Does it have like a little hood or anything like that, or is it just
Yes.
like a coat? Oh, perfect.
It does have a hood.
Pop the little hood up.
Brilliant. No alterations needed. That's only going to be 2 gold.
2 gold. Not bad. Not bad.
Do you have any gold on you?
I mean,
Do you have 2 gold?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
That's the time laughing.
Do I have money? Do I have any money?
I'll just run out the store now, Joe.
You had money
No,
last
I do not do
session.
that.
If you have not been keeping a
I
record of it, that's a problem, Aquila.
How much did
I'm
we spend?
pretty sure we used it all, didn't we?
I think we
No,
spent it all.
I have
You guys
I have
spent
2 gold on me exactly. But he does not know that.
who?
2 golds. The shopkeep. Unless he went through my pockets.
They might not know that. That's true.
Yep. Like 2 golds, pretty fine price. The fit's pretty good, but I haven't been light on coin. I've pretty much we've gone to the next town to pick up some coin then, and I do only have 1.5 gold left on me, plus another 10 silver above that just to cover food on the way. Would it be possible to work out a deal because you've done these coasts as well? Like, I know it's a bit, I don't mind to
They were
put
a
you out of pocket.
custom order, and they did already get a bit of a fair discount. I'm sorry, the 2 gold already is about as low as I can go. I am very sorry.
She's not sorry. They're not sorry.
You're not there.
They could be sorry. It's like, well,
Bye.
around my pockets a little bit like that, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I do have a little something floating around here. I know I've got 2 gold on me exactly, but I'm like, let me just pour around in my coin purse like I'm just searching for another,
Thing is,
silver,
right?
5
You just
silver.
said you'd spend 1.5 gold on the cloak, and then you got 10 silver for food. So you've just revealed you have 2.5 golds worth of coins.
Oh, is that how much it works out to be?
Yeah.
I was
It's
thinking
10.
like up to like
10 to
100.
everyone. No,
10,
10 to
10.
everyone. 10, 10, 10. It's a decimalized currency
okay.
system.
Oh,
I was picturing my head like cents. So he's like, you idiot. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just take out the 2 gold then because I don't know.
Thank you
how to
very much. Thank you.
count
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else I can help you or your companions with, or is that all that you require of me today?
I'm all good.
Brilliant.
Still very
Well,
fashion, yeah.
thank you both for coming. Please, if you do get a chance to spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
I like bow backwards, walking out the door.
Great. Brilliant. As the two of you head back out, we'll jump over to Shurva and Arl. Alrighty, as the two of you finish off your training session with the Kyoshi warriors, you can see that a number of them are heading off to have lunch. Coco wanders over towards the two of you. That was pretty good, guys. I was pretty impressed. Thought you did pretty well. Nicely done, both of you.
Thank you. I tried really hard.
Thanks.
I could see that you were trying your best. Arl. Good to see. You certainly showed a
That
bit
is
more.
such a backhanded insult.
No, it's not. She hadn't
Hey, you
finished
tried
yet.
your best.
She hadn't finished.
I can see you were really trying.
She didn't say it like that. I could see you were trying your best, Al. Not like a number of the guys on this island who just give it the bare minimum effort and just hope they can rely on strength alone. Real power comes from control. You're not there. I can see you're doing really well. Maybe your airbending training has taught you the value in careful consideration before striking.
Yes, I think it did.
Maybe we'll make a point. Not all nations are filled with rockheads like the Earth Kingdom. Maybe some of the other guys are okay. And if they want to come and learn from us, maybe there's a chance for them to do so. Shurva's shaking her head. She looks over at you, Shurva, as you shake your head. She goes, no, is that, am I wrong? Is R the exception, not the rule?
I think Al's the exception, honestly.
Okay.
It helps that I come from a temple where we don't have any females, so I think that's probably got something to do with it.
How does that help?
I think it means that the men don't have to try and overcompensate.
I would have thought that they'd be overcompensating even more if there was just lots of men around.
No, we're pretty chilled.
But you are monks, right? If I remember correctly about the air temples, you spend your time meditating and contemplating the deeper mysteries of the universe.
Yep, that's pretty much lifestyle in a nutshell.
Yeah, ours throw rocks at each other. For fun.
They do. I've seen it. Can verify.
It's true, actually, yeah. Okay, well.
They're called message rocks, thank you. It's a very important form of communication.
And if it takes out a bird in midair, it's called tweeting.
Oh!
Sorry. Oh my god, sorry. I couldn't resist. 2 birds with 1 stone, that's a double tweet. You get over 150 characters with that one. The girls and I were going to go grab some lunch. We wanted to know if both of you wanted to come join us.
Love to.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Would there be a vegetarian option?
I'll chat to them. We'll make sure there's something there that's got.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
I
That sounds
keep
good.
forgetting you don't eat meat.
How do you feel about cabbage?
I love cabbage.
Great. Okay, because we had this merchant come through recently. He sold a whole bunch of cabbages. Yeah, no problem. We've got some. We were pickling them for a while, but no one really likes pickled cabbage.
No. Fresh cabbage is where it's at, or dried cabbage.
Sorry, dried cabbage.
Yeah, like dehydrated cabbage. It's like a chip.
It's like jerky.
Is it though really like a chip?
I mean, I've had chips. They're vegetarian, so I would say they're like chips.
Like, what do you flavor it with though? Surely by itself it just tastes like nothing.
That's just a bit of salt. It's like potato chips.
How do you dry them out? We'd be keen to give this a go. We've got a fair bit of cabbage.
Do you want me to make something up, or
No, go for it. I want to hear.
Okay,
Please
okay.
feel free to make it up.
So, well, I mean, it involves airbending because we get like a box and hang the cabbage from the top of the box, and we use airbending. We usually get the the beginners, the young kids, to do a bit of training to circulate the air through the box to dry off the cabbage.
That might not work for us, but that's really cool.
I mean, you have fans, but yeah, no, I agree. It's probably less efficient.
Just a bunch of people like this.
I love it.
Oh boy, can't wait for these cabbages.
These cabbage chips are going to be the best.
Maybe we'll try and sun dry them like we do tomatoes.
They get really small because it's like 70% water or something like that. So it's also not very filling. But they're a fun snack.
You're really selling them on this
Yeah.
idea.
What do you eat in the Fire Nation for snacks, Shurva? I'm guessing something a bit different to air dried cabbage.
Spicy food. Just
Spicy food.
yeah,
Pickled
pretty much anything we
cabbage.
get our hands on. We have like spiced meats. Similar idea to what I was talking about, but think like jerky, like actual meat.
That sounds really good. I'd be up for that.
It's really good.
Well, let's head back. I don't know if we'll have any dried cabbage in time for today, Al, but maybe next time you guys come through, we'll have figured it out.
No, that's fine. Fresh is nice as well.
Awesome. Well, come follow me. I'll take you to the food hall. Al, just so you know, not often are guys allowed in here, so be cool, hey?
I was born cool.
As you do that, and then like skip off towards the Coco just like pauses, rubs the bridge of her nose and looks over towards Shurva and goes, "He was born cool." Shame it all wore
Trips
off
immediately.
in the following years.
You're not wrong.
Like a cool breeze.
Like a cool breeze. Oh my
All his
god.
coolness just fucking flew away.
It's a shame it wore off. It's a shame. It's a real shame to peak as a newborn.
I would
terms of coolness.
never identify Al as
As cool.
A bad boy.
Al has a special move that he uses that was taught to him by Monk Gyatso to help fluff up Cream called Cool Whip. And that's his, maybe that's the combined Al Shurva combo move. Cool Whip. No?
Singer boxes.
Is that because she whips the cream?
I wasn't thinking in a
Oh
weird
my
way. I was thinking
God.
like maybe like as Shurva sends out the whip, you send out this blast of compressed air that knocks people down, and the whip then like wraps around their legs and pulls them back. So it's like a way to like knock people onto their backs. It's like a cool combo finishing move. I was genuinely like nerding out over it. It wasn't like a weird thing.
it sounded like a weird thing.
It did sound like a weird thing. Sorry about that.
I think it's just the way that you say whip.
I'm trying to do the cool whip.
Cool whip. Why are you saying it that way?
Cool Brian.
Why am I
Cool
saying
Whip.
what weird?
Why am I saying what weirdly? It's Cool Whip, Brian. Anyway, as you head back down into the food hall, there is indeed lots of delicious foods. There's a fair few seafood dishes, Shurva, living on an island in the ocean. A lot of seafood. Al, as a vegetarian, what's your stance on fish?
I think we established in a previous episode that they are vegetarian and do not eat fish.
Yeah, not pescatarian.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check. I was like, what's Al's stance? Because even though the general consensus among Air Nation might be,
Look, Al is probably, without anyone from the Endermans knowing, snuck like a chew of like meat in the past just to see what it tasted like. But
a little biltong.
largely,
Yeah, he has.
yeah, he loves a bit of meat. Overall, he just sticks to veg and
Fair
tofu
enough.
and soy, I guess. So
My God, do air nomads eat fish? I'm like, I want to like find this out. As you sit down, Al, you are presented with a very nice green salad, and there's like half a cabbage just there, and you see like a couple of the girls like laughing a little bit under their breath. As Coco catches them, she goes, are you seriously laughing at the guy who is willing to eat through our source of cabbages? Because I'm happy to take away what you guys are eating and you can eat just the cabbages and help him get through them. There's this like sudden pause. They go, no, Coco. Sorry, Al, sorry. As they give like this little like apology bow.
I'll go to whoever served them food and ask for the other half of the cabbage.
The lady who is serving looks to be maybe an older woman. You reckon maybe one of the grandmothers or mothers of one of the Kyoshi warriors. Yes, my child. What can I get you after the other half of the cabbage?
Yes, please. I finished that first half and I want some more.
Oh my goodness, you've only just sat down. That was very quick.
It was.
Please, yeah, of course. We have quite a lot to get through.
Al takes the cabbage and goes back to his seat.
Sit down. You got a whole cabbage as well as a green salad.
Al eats all of it.
You greedy little bitch. As you proceed to eat your way through the green salad and cabbages, Shurva, as you sit down with the other Kyoshi warriors, you can see there are some plates of steamed fish wrapped up in vine leaves. There is what looks to be meat skewers of a dark red meat. And when you ask Coco about it, it is a venison that had been caught and smoked over on the mainland when a Kyoshi hunting party went out. And the food is delicious. As you're sitting down enjoying the meal with the other Kyoshi warriors, at first there's a little bit of an awkwardness about Al being there. It's hard to sort of spot where the awkwardness is at first. And then, Shurva, you catch a number of times a couple of them sort of looking towards Al, looking a bit confused, whispering to each other and sort of like, what's a guy doing here? Like, why is Coco letting him be here? Coco, not being an idiot and not being blind, notices this pretty quickly as well. After a few minutes, you can tell that it's starting to annoy her a bit, and she stands up quite suddenly, holding up her juice that she has in a cup. All of you are served a chilled juice as well, I should say. As she stands up and holds the cup, she goes, fellow Kyoshi warriors, friends who are joining us here today, thank you so much for helping defend our island and helping to scare off the Chin villagers who came seeking unjust capture. Thank you to Shurva for spending some time with us, teaching us some of your techniques and letting us teach you some of ours. And Al from the Air Nation. It's not... Do you actually do the two-finger guns and the wink?
Al was told to be cool, so he's trying to be as cool as he can be.
Oh, God. Okay. As you go.
If she had not asked him to be cool, he would not be doing any of this. So.
So you're trying to say it's my fault. I see.
No. It's Coco's request that he be cool. Yes.
Someone in the Discord actually informed me that Coco was actually a nickname. No, sorry, it's the daughter of Avatar Kyoshi. Her daughter was also called Coco. I did not know that when I picked Coco's name. I didn't know that. That was just a complete coincidence. So thank you. I just remember that then. That Avatar Kyoshi's daughter was called Coco. Anyway, as you do that, Al, she sort of like pauses. It's been wonderful having a bit of a chance to see what the Air Nomads and the Air Nation and Airbenders use as part of their techniques, and having them come and study under us is a privilege and an honor. So thank you, Al. It's been fantastic having you here. We would love for any Air Nomads who wish to come and visit and train with us. I think it would be a wonderful opportunity to meet with them and to have a bit of an open communication with the Eastern Air Temple, our neighbors who aren't even that far away. And the Southern Temple's not too far from here as well. I mean, it would be great. I know that the Air Nomads are particularly known for their delicious pastries. If you were to organize a bit of a trade, I'm sure we could trade some pastries for fighting techniques. How does that sound?
It sounds great. Thank you very much for having us. Next time I go back to the Eastern Air Temple, I'll definitely put the word in, and we could start a program or something here, and have some of the Kyoshi warriors come visit us. That would be so cool. Or maybe you might want to go to, the Eastern or Western Air Temple where it's all women. So that would be cool. Cool. I'm cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Wow, he's so cool.
He's so cool.
Who's that man? He's so cool.
Well, that sounds great. It's important to remember that our patron, Avatar Kyoshi, had a very strong relationship with the monks of the Eastern and Western Air Temples during her time as Avatar. I think we, as her disciples and followers, have a lot we can still learn from Avatar Kyoshi. Well, she's not Avatar Kyoshi's daughter. It's just the same name.
Or is she?
Well, she's not. Because
Someone's daughter.
She'd be a lot older than like 18 if she was Avatar Kyoshi's daughter. Remember, Roku died at the age of Roku died at like the age of like 100 and something, I think, from memory, was it?
Oh, pretty close.
Yeah, and he just died before this.
Pretty close.
So this is like third generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she could be related to Avatar Kyoshi. She'd be her great granddaughter at this stage.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot we can still learn from Avatar Kyoshi. We have tried our best to pass on her lessons, techniques, and teaching, but at the end of the day, not many of us are benders. And Avatar Kyoshi was the Avatar. She was a bender of all 4 elements. Her techniques.
Wait, she was a bender?
Yeah. The techniques that she... Roku was only 70 when he died. He was pretty young for an Avatar. Most Avatars live over 100. Kyoshi was like 200 and something when she died. I only found this out recently. She was like 240 or something when she died. Insane. There's a theory that she'd like learned immortality from one of her teachers. But did she though? Because she did die. So technically not immortality, is it?
She's the good one. She did.
She just wasn't very good at the immortality thing, okay?
Yeah.
She tried.
She tried.
It's sort of like you doing the duplication glitch. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
They're referring to Tears of the Kingdom, where I tried to show off. I thought they might like to learn how that they can easily duplicate items by simply pressing the B and Y button at the same times, but it turns out I'm not very good at doing that, and so I demonstrated it maybe like half of the time, 50% of the time every time.
Probably like 30. But yeah.
Oi!
Most of the time, it works every time.
Yeah.
You did it like 3 times in a row when you were just showing me, and then more people showed up and you got nervous.
Yeah, I did. It's true.
It's
Peop-
okay.
People on the internet
anxiety is
make
a
me
real
nervous.
thing.
That's why you are where you are today.
That's why I am where I am today. I think there's still a lot we can learn from Avatar Kyoshi, and maybe spending some time with benders from other nations will be a chance for us to learn other aspects of her training. So thank you, Shurva. Thank you, Al. And I want to make a toast to everyone here today who helped chase off those absolute monsters from Toon Village and who defend our island and our way of life every single day. Cheers.
Al yells out with this cheers being like, to a long-lasting relationship between the air nomads and the Kyoshi warriors.
Amazing.
Long-lasting.
You've got 14 years.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had banded together a little bit better, it might be okay.
Or maybe the Kyoshi warriors would have disappeared with the air nomads. Nah, probs not.
Or maybe this is a different timeline because Mako changed the world.
True.
And the air nomads
It's like,
survived.
lol, no.
Alrighty. With that, there's a hearty cheers from the rest of the Kyoshi warriors, and you finish your lunch. Take as long as you want. You are very well fed by the end of it. As you all regroup back at Mango, you can see Mako has been. He's not in his new clothes yet. It looks like he's taken off the cloak, and he's just in the vest, and he is swinging a wooden sword. About trying to practice what looks to be some sort of like sword fighting technique, but the way he's going about it is a bit chaotic. He's occasionally just like swinging down as if he's holding a lightsaber and then trying to thrust forwards in a single movement and like losing his footing a bit. As you can see, he's
Andrew would do.
yeah, as he's doing his best to try and like figure this stuff out on his own. As you regroup at Mango and Mako sees you coming, he like quickly puts the sword away, grabs his cloak and puts it back on and goes, So we're leaving now, right?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, no, we should probably go and catch Mr. Library if we can.
Yeah, and this lantern
yeah.
that I was given by Nobu, as Mako holds up the lantern, it's supposed to open when the time is right, like light
Wait,
when the time is right.
You were given that by Nomu?
Yeah, you guys were all there,
Mr. Library.
down in the tunnels. No.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruler,
gave
sorry.
us
Ruler.
Ruler gave me this. I'm just so
okay.
used to anytime I hear Mr. Library immediately saying Nomu. That it's just it's
No.
now a reflex. Yeah, this lantern I was given by Ruler, the crazy man in the tunnels.
I don't think it was crazy.
We're
Just
pretty
so
sure
weird
there's
and
something up with him though, right?
Just a little odd.
Says
just a
the
bit-
person who made a
Very
wish
creeped.
to the whale spirit to undo his mistake.
So we're leaving
I
it,
think
right?
it's a bit- It's all relative, so I don't know how crazy
relative.
it is.
Well,
I love that you have the mm-hms down pat so well.
Thank you. Onto Omashu.
Omashu
I think
it
that's
is.
fine.
On my shoe or on your shoe?
Omashu, the city Omashu.
Mm-hmm.
What's on your shoe? The city.
Your brains in a minute. Is he firebend your fate? No.
Smell my hand.
Oh god. As you all climb on the back of Mango,
I'll feed Mango 4 cabbages that he took from the kitchen.
Mango destroys these cabbages, absolutely demolishing them.
Oh, okay, like eats them, not like stomps
It
them into
just
the ground.
Stomps them into the ground, spits on them,
Ew.
and then like pees on them as well, just for good measure. Nah, Mango eats
Her
them.
name's
Oh,
Mango,
oh,
not cabbage.
Now Owl's farts and Mango's farts are going to be terrible. It's just going to be cabbage farts the entire way.
Owl's an airbender. They were always terrible.
As you
you're probably
guys
used to it.
As you guys climb on the back of Mango and take off, you can see below you Kyoshi Village coming out to give you a bit of a wave. The Kyoshi warriors in their full armor have they're holding up their fans to form out what looks to be almost this symbol. It's hard to sort of make out until you fly right overhead, and you can see that they have made, with their fans open and closed in interlocking plates, a giant middle finger pointing up at the sky. No, as you fly
I
over.
was really hoping it would be though.
Never come back.
As you fly over, you can see that they have made what looks to be this almost like long, sinewy serpent form from above that you've seen before out in the bay. You're whispering, Brandon, we can't hear you.
Is that the serpent on the island? Like,
Yeah.
we've seen before? Let's go.
And then as you fly overhead, they begin moving, creating this undulating movement as if like the serpent is swimming before the fans flick down and then emerge again to form the face paint image of the Kyoshi warriors from
That's
above. But you carry on your journey. You just clap. They can't hear you. As you continue flying back over the ocean and making your way to the north, heading towards Omashu. And you'll be flying over Chin Village once again.
Yes. You have to fly over and make it really obvious that we're flying over.
Oh,
I think
forgot about
Andrew wanted to be here for that because I think he had some plans for what he wanted to do to Chin Village. So I think what we'll do,
Fire
wrap
vomit
up.
in the sky.
yeah, I think he wanted to firebomb them from above, but I need to give him that choice
Burn it
because
all.
burn it all. That is where we're going to wrap up for tonight so that Andrew can come back and tell us what he wants to do with Chin Village as we fly back over.
that. I didn't get to say goodbye to Coco.
Oh,
No,
what
you
a
didn't.
shame.
That's a shame.
Damn it.
You just got a puppet.
I love that he's only just realized this now. It's fantastic. That is where we're wrapping up for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our Avatar Legends campaign. That was a bit of a wild and crazy ride, that session. We almost got to stay on target for most of the session.
Yeah, until you decided to talk about IGA.
Owen.
That was clearly Bree and Brandon, and the record will show.
Yeah, I've brought the IGA.
For the lovely people watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid another channel. I think we might go raid Corsair's Cove if they're still up. We've been raiding Corsair's Cove a lot. We love Corsair's Cove. Yeah, they are. They're doing Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, we could raid Fate's Grip. Nah, let's go Corsair's. Oh, yeah, let's go Corsair's Cove. Let's go Corsair's Cove. For those of you who are watching on YouTube and on the podcast, thank you so much. If you would, if you've enjoyed this and you consider dropping a sub or a like if you haven't already, or a comment in the description, leave a comment. What's been your favorite moment in the Avatar series so far? I know for me personally, the wheelbarrow incident in the Siwong Oasis is a pretty good highlight for me. Unfortunately, it's also balanced out by the shame I feel at my brutal "it's a wheelbarrow, not a wheelsbarrow" quote to Dave when he asked how many wheels does it have.
Yeah, the question is the real question is how many wheels did a wheelbarrow have?
Yeah. I still, to this day, that was still very biting, and I do apologize, Dave. I don't know why I was such a dick about that.
It was good. I had it coming. Dumb question gets dumb answer. It's just so good.
Sorry. But thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again next time. Return of the Giants tomorrow night. Make sure you come and tune in. It's going to be an awesome session. But until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Dave's just peaced out. We haven't even left yet.
He's done.
Bye.